to be successful at Hired. And we've talked about the common mistakes to avoid. We've talked about avoiding CV red flags. We've talked about converting that your speed interview to long-term or lifetime opportunities. And that's what we looked at last week. So today we're going to be looking at what are you supposed to expect when you now get into the venue. You know, one of the reasons why we're having this session is I know a lot of us have attended a lot of events, and in most of the events I've attended, conferences or events, especially one as fast-paced as Hired, it can really, really be overwhelming. And if you do not go there with a clear plan or a clear path as to how you will navigate the whole event, how you position yourself for optimum benefit, you can end up being all over the place and you're getting nowhere. You know, like they said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And if you don't know where you're going, every road leads there. So this session is basically to give you the final, preparation that you need to navigate the event as a whole, and to, take all those tools that you've been equipped with and then deploy them strategically, deploy them effectively and efficiently to ensure that you get the most out of the session. So we're going to be going straight in. So my name is Ruth Ebe, like she had pointed out, and I'll be your facilitator today. So who am I? I'm the co-founder of Workplace Women. I'm also People and Operations Lead at African Food Changemakers. I'm a John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, and coach. I'm also a counselor, relationship counselor, family mediator, and a change engineer. I like to call myself a change engineer because I am a change management expert. I hold an MBA from Nextford, specializing in artificial intelligence and sustainability. I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, as well as a global professional in human resources. So I'll be your facilitator for this session. I'm excited because Hired is 8 days away, almost 1 week away. So from tomorrow, we'll be counting 1 week away from Hired. So before we go into what, how you should position yourself for Hired, I'll just give a brief overview of the journey of Hired so far. We've come a long way. This is our 5th edition. And I'm excited because, 5 is really a significant number. And one thing I must say about Hired is that it was initiated to connect job seekers, that's people looking for opportunities, with the opportunities they need in real time at record speed. So we don't want all those things that make it look like it's so difficult to get a job. The purpose for Hired is to ensure that we compress all that complication and help you see exactly what you need to be like an optimum talent in the talent market, and be able to just connect directly with the recruiters and all that, and you're able to get the opportunities you need at record speed. So that's why we do speed interviews. That's why we hold employability sessions. So Hired as a whole is an initiative of the Workplace Women. It was designed to bridge, like I said, career gaps for women especially. I know someone asked the question whether Hired or Workplace Women is for women alone. Workplace Women, yes, was designed for women, but along the line, we've opened our doors to men, but currently we are 80% of our talent pool are still women, and our focus, the whole intervention is designed for women. So those career gaps we're bridging is around employability, employment, and empowerment. So our first edition, Hired features basically a pre-program interview prep, which is what we're having now. So before you go into Hired, we always do a preparation because we know that it's a fast-paced event. And if you're not prepared, you might be too overwhelmed to take advantage of the opportunity. So we do a preparation. We and the event features keynote addresses, panel sessions, career counseling, and then our highlight, the flagship feature, is our speed interview sessions between participants and employers. So the first edition was a virtual edition in April of 2022. Her second edition was in November 2022 as well, and it was a physical event in Lagos. The third edition, Hire 3.0, was a physical event in Abuja. And then the last one, last year, June, we hosted a physical event in Lagos. And so far, we have attracted over 5,000 female talents plus, because men have also been featured in our talent pools. And the scores of exceptional women have been hired by this initiative. This event is free, as you all know. We've hosted it for the past 5 editions, and it's completely free, with the support of our sponsors, with the support of exhibitors and partners. We host this event free of charge for all participants. But like Tati was saying, we require your registration. It's important for you to register, because a lot of people will be coming. And apart from the participation alone, we also expect that if you're looking out for an opportunity, you would have submitted your CVs in preparation to be interviewed speedily on that day for some of the roles that will be shortlisting for, and some of the roles that HR professionals who will be on site will be speaking to you about or interviewing you for. So it's important for you, for us all, to take note of that. So that's all about the history or the journey so far with Hired. So we're going to be looking at who Hired 5.0 is for, because we are now in the 5th edition, and just a highlight of who exactly did we design this program or this initiative for. First of all, unemployed, if you are not unemployed, an unemployed job seeker looking for opportunities to re-enter the workforce or enter fresh into the workforce, Hired is for you. And if you're seeking a career change as well, you want to explore new paths to enhance your career, Hired 5.0 is for you. Also, if you're just out to network, you want to connect to professionals to expand your career opportunities, Hired 5.0 is for you. In Hired, we host a lot of industry professionals, recruiters, and different thought leaders, experts in different fields. And so it's actually going to be like a thriving hub where you would have a lot of people that maybe you've been trying to reach out to some people, you've been trying to meet some people, and you've not been able to know how to reach them. At Hired, you'd have access to all these people. And so if you're open to networking, to try to explore some of the new opportunities or some of the things you've been enthusiastic about and you've been looking for opportunities, in that place, you're going to connect with people from different industries. You're going to get to engage with them, ask questions. But let me not go ahead of myself, because we'll get into the details of what exactly Hired, what you should expect at Hired. So there are features of Hired, like I've said, very, very critical features of Hired that it always excites me, because, these are things, a lot of times we've received testimonials that people have met, people that they've been longing to meet, and they come to Hired and they meet them. So you should expect that you have direct access with hiring organizations at Hired. So we have numerous hiring organizations that have registered with us, that are exhibiting with us, that are going to come over in Hired. They're going to their teams are going to be present in Hired, and you would have direct access to them. So get ready to meet anybody. Just don't limit the scope of who you might meet or which organization you might meet there. You have access to them directly. You can walk up to them and speak with them. And then there's also going to be speed interviews. This is like a highlight. It's a highlight feature for us. The fast-paced interviews is for efficient engagement. We want to cut out some of the bottlenecks, usually. So you have a direct access. You've submitted your CV. So um, some of us or some people have submitted their CVs earlier on. But if you're just walking into hire that day, you have the opportunity to come with your CV and share it directly with top recruiters. So you can submit your CVs directly there, and this time around you're not going into the organizations are coming to meet you at hired. So you have access to them, and you can put your CV in the hands of top recruiters from different organizations that are partnering with us. You'd also have the opportunity to network. Like I said, you can interact with industry professionals and your peers from other industries that you can ask real life questions and say, okay, how does it feel? Okay, what does it feel like working here, doing this? And you can get real life answers. And very, very important, you will get talent insights. We host panel sessions at Hired where experts come and they speak about the future of work, the kind of skills that are, in high demand in different workplaces, in different industries. You get to know what the trends are, so that you don't just come to hired and you're still thinking like, what you used to think about when you started, when 2 years ago, when you first, where you were looking for a job, and maybe you're in a job now, or you've lost your job and you want to get back into the talent market. What obtains 2 years ago is not the same thing. And so you need to really come up to speed to what the trends are, and then understand what you really need to be talking about, what you really need to be doing, And so those talent insights will give you all the information you need to be well informed, to make some of the decisions. In fact, sometimes you might be very close to making a decision that, it's not a fully informed decision. And so when you get that insight, when you're able to like come and sit those panel sessions and those discussions go on, you'll be able to get more insight and more information that will help you make the career decisions that you're about to make. So why attend Hired 5.0? Why do you need to attend Hired 5.0? Hired 5.0 gives you access to current job openings in different organizations. So you have real opportunities. This one is not the one that we're saying submit your CV and where we now start looking out for people. There are already roles, that have been shared with us, and that they are looking for people that they can hire on the spot. So real opportunities are going to be available. That's why you have to attend Hired 5.0. So if you're looking for a job, or you're looking to change a job, you can get those real opportunities. And if there are people who are still saying, should they come, should they not come? I've not signed up, tell them to sign up quickly. They should very fast, because we would have a lot of people from the FMCG, tech companies, energy companies. A lot of industries are coming into Hired 5.0. So you really need to be there. And direct recruiter engagement. This one is not you are submitting your CV on an ATS platform, that you don't know whether it's AI that is screening, or you don't know whether, somebody is just angry that day and the person will throw away your CV. These recruiters are in coming to hire. So hiring is on their mind. So where everybody is set to like make those connections and hire people right on the spot. So direct recruiter engagement, those people who are responsible to recruit for their organizations will be there. So you meet them face to face and you can ask them all the questions. It's going to be a real life interview. And so you have to be at hired, and then you have to be prepared. All the tips on interview, how to prepare for interviews have been given to you. Just go back to your notes or go back to the videos of the last sessions, and then, like cover up and close up on all the details and all the information that you need to have on hand. You would also get career growth opportunities. Strategies to enhance your skills will be dropped on the spot. This time we're not just going to be, there's like an expansion to our focus. So we're not just the conventional organizations that there'll also be other industries, in the entertainment and creative space. There'll also even be the even if you're interested in entrepreneurship, there's also going to be that aspect incorporated into Hired 5.0. So it's whatever new skills or growth you want to, or expansion you want to implement in your life or in your career journey. Attend Hired 5.0, you will get the insights you need for swift career growth, not just swift career growth, but highly enhanced career growth through skill enhancement, because they'll actually specifically point out the aspect or the direction you should take in charting your career path or planning your career growth or the next steps in your career growth. Also, why you need to attend Hired 5.0 is so that you can expand your network. You connect with industry professionals. That's why there's a lot. You have to come ready to connect. You have to come ready to meet all sorts of people. You have to come ready to build relationships, to connect with people, and then make plans to build on the relationships that you're going to initiate at Hired 5.0. So your network is for sure going to expand because you attended Hired 5.0. So ensure that you come ready. You come ready to get all the contacts you need and share your contacts with others too, and expand your network for career growth. So basically, in summary, the goal of Hired is to bridge the gap between talent and opportunity. You are a talent. Whatever it is you're doing, all the development we've gone through, all the enhancements, skill enhancements to enhance yourself, to improve yourself, is to bridge the gap between you as a talent and the opportunities that are numerous out there. We keep saying that there are no jobs, but the problem is not the jobs or the job opportunities. The problem is actually the people who are going to fill those opportunities, whether the right people are in existence. And the thing is that a lot of times we develop ourselves completely um, um, outside the scope of where you should be developing yourself, or the kind of education you should be getting, the kind of skills you need to be building. So at the goal of Hired is to help you take the next right step in your career journey. So you're looking to understand, what steps am I going to take? Where am I going to, what next? And how do I really take very, very conscious, intentional steps to the direction of my aspirations or my goals in my career. Our goal in Hired 5.0 is to give you the tools, equip you with the tools, help you take that next step. You will get enough insights to know clearly what your next steps will be. Finally, we'll just go like a refresher on the checklist for Hired. I know in one of our interview clinics, we went through the checklist for Hired, and I've put together a checklist here. I'm sure it's not exhaustive. There's still some things. So maybe when we on mute ourselves, we can add more to this checklist. So one major thing is a sharp outfit. You have to come looking sharp. Someone said there's no second chance to make a first impression. And the impression you need to make at Hired when you come in there is to make a very good first impression. So come dressed very sharp, dress how you want to be addressed, dress how dress based on that organization you're looking to join. How do they dress? How do they look? How does their CEO dress? Dress like that and come looking very sharp. Come looking like a professional that you are. Come with your CV, resume, hard copy, your CV or resume, whatever you call it. Hard copies of your CV, come with them, as the number of them, so that you can put it into the hands of people and they can, not just have that first view of some of your qualifications. And we know we have talked about avoiding CV red flags. So all those additional or excessive jargon in your CV, please make sure the CV that you're bringing, you've pruned out all the excesses, and you have a very sharp CV that you can put into someone's hand on the day of hired. Then your contact cards are great to have. You know, not necessarily a company card. You can just have your name and your number. Sometimes some people have virtual cards or tags, or you can have a card that has a QR code that people can scan, and then once they scan it, your details are come into their phones, and whatever you're going to bring in to at least exchange your numbers very swiftly and very efficiently. You come with it, come with your phone, so you can make calls or store numbers or whatever. But don't be on your phone as the sessions are going, so that you can listen and you can take the right notes. Come with a power bank. I remember in one of the sessions, that was one of the things that was listed as something you should come. So you don't say your phone is out, you can't take someone's number, and then you're stuck. So come with a power bank, well charged power bank. Come with a notebook and pen. Ensure that you're taking notes, taking down numbers. If someone doesn't have a card and maybe you're trying to get the number in your phone, and just quickly scribble the number, just be ready to take notes at the spot, because a lot of networking will be going on, a lot of interactions, a lot of activity. So prepare that hired will be very fast paced. There's going to be the agenda covers like an introduction, like a talk, and then there'll be panel sessions, there'll be the speed interviews, there'll be exhibitions going on. A lot of things will be going on. So just be ready, hold a very good easy to carry bag. Don't take a lot of stuff that you don't need. Just come with just exactly what you need, so you can move very swiftly, and you can like be agile in the whole that day. Then breath mints. um I think that is a very great to have, because you're going to be talking a lot with people, so ensure that your breath is fresh at all times, and you're creating that very solid impression in the minds of everyone that you're going to be interacting with that day. So just basically come ready to wow the interviewers, and then ready to connect with the people who are going to be key players and in the next step of your career future. So that's it for me. I know there'll be lots of questions, because this session basically is for all those questions and clarifications you want to get around what the expectation is, what exactly, because some of us, for instance, may have submitted CVs, and you're now looking at what's going to happen to my CV, with role and all that. So I'll be taking questions from now. I'll stop sharing if that's okay, and taking questions. So Tadi, can you give some feedback if that's okay to stop sharing, so that we can start taking questions? Because I know there'll be lots of questions today, and we want to like kind of like sort out all the questions and clarify. Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma. Good evening. Okay.
Okay, so was that, I don't, for a moment I was wondering, because my
Oh,
screen
okay.
was full screen. I don't know if we all got what I said, and I'm just asking, it's time to take the questions.
Oh, okay, ma. So sorry.
Okay.
So sorry. Let's take the questions. So Emmanuel David says, my question is, I thought there's an opportunity for remote for us outside Lagos.
Okay. So hired is actually supposed to be in-person events. We have tried a couple of times to have a virtual link, and it's something that can actually be done, but you know how we have to have like device and just ensure that we have a very good experience for the virtual attendees and participants. And so um, for now, there's no like, I can't say there's going to be a definite virtual link shared unless something changes before that, but we'll do our best to ensure that we see what we can do. But usually for the past um, for editions, we've made attempts to have that virtual link, but we really need, so it's something that requires the right infrastructure and all that, and we'll work on it. But at this point, there's no virtual participants for outside participants. But if anything changes, you'll definitely know that, get to know that. If you've registered, you'll get the information if anything changes.
Thank you so much, Ma, for the question. I hope the question has been answered. So there's another question. Okay, someone says, for those out of us outside Lagos that can't make you due to work and situations. Okay, I think it's similar to what Mr. Emmanuel said. Mm. Someone said, Marvelous asks, I submitted the wrong CV while registering. So is there a way I can change the CV I submitted?
Okay, just send an email. Make sure that the email has your name so that because whatever CVs you have sent before has been, documented. So if you send an email and say, I'd wish to send an updated CV from of this. So if you have that information down and it's clear, then we'll be able to get the information and do the replacement at the on the portal or on the pool. So you can just send, resend the CV with some, like maybe like a title, replacement of previous CV submitted, which will be more effective if you put that subject so that, from get go, we just know that this email is talking about your desire to replace your CV, and so it will be affected accordingly.
Thank you
Should
so
I
much,
ask
Ma.
a question? All right. You're welcome.
So there's another question. Evelyn asks, for those of us who would like to be interviewed by companies in specific industries, how can we identify the stance of the organizations we are interested in?
How can you identify the stand of the organizations you're interested? So there'll be indicators. So if it's an exhibiting organization, they would have their branding on their exhibition booths. And then for organizations that just send HR professionals, wherever they are seated, you would see their brand and you see their name. So you'll be able to identify them. They'll be in a designated location where you can, like identify them. And it will be well structured and ordered. And then, like prior to the speed interviews, all the organizations that are present were kind of going to be announcing them. So you know that they're present and you know where they're going to be located, so that once the speed interview session starts, you just know right where to go. And then you go and, you know, take your place and get your chance to be interviewed.
Thank you so much, Ma. I hope the question has been answered. Um, Ifunaya Eje asks, will volunteers be able to participate in the speed interviews? Mark, I would like to answer that question. We do have
Thank you.
a volunteers platform. So once you register and you're part of the community, and you can just indicate that, oh, you'd like to volunteer with Hired, and then you'd be added on the platform and you'd be given a designated role. But I don't know if what you mean by speed interviews as being in the booth with the interviewers, no, but there are other departments and branches that you can work on that you could use your skills and talents for. Another
Excuse
question.
me, Tati.
Yes, ma'am.
I think from what I understand from the question, I think who is the person asking is already a volunteer. And so they're asking if, while volunteering on that day, they get the opportunity to still speed interview. I think that's what I understand, if I'm not wrong. But I think that's my understanding of that question, to know if the volunteers who are working on other things would have the opportunity to speed interview if, while they are doing their work. But I think that's my understanding of it. And um, I think to an extent you responded to that. You just have to indicate that this is what you want to do and then work with whoever is coordinating you, and then you can take advantage of opportunities. We wouldn't want you to be volunteering and then because you're volunteering, you're missing out on an opportunity you want to take advantage of. So it's just a matter of discussion. I think that's what I understand, and that's my answer for that.
Thank you so much, Ma. I hope the question has been answered to the person
Can we
that
get a
asked it.
confirmation? Is the person on the call?
I think if Naya, please, can you give us a thumbs up if the question has been answered?
Been answered, yes, please. If we were right to assume you were asking, are you on the call?
Okay, she says it has been answered. She says yes, Ma, it has been answered.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Another question. There's so many questions. Somebody asks, I'm a quality assurance specialist, and from the roles displayed for speed interviews, quality assurance roles weren't part of it. Is there any hope for me?
Say again, if ask the question, if there, sorry, I
Okay, let
missed
me
you
read.
for a bit.
Okay, let me read the question again. The person says, "I'm a quality assurance specialist, and from the roles displayed for speed interviews, quality assurance roles were not part of it. Is there any hope for me?"
Yes, of course. So we have HR professionals who are registering, who are still registering. They've not particularly shared roles with us. So the roles that have been shared that we're working on shortlisting have been shared, and we're working on that. However, those lists are not exhaustive. And then the number of professionals that are going to be on ground will be definitely interviewing for different other roles that they have there. So you just come up, walk up to them, and then they can ask you their questions. And there is definitely hope for your quality assurance aspiration. I believe that we would have, from the large pool of HR professionals that are coming with their talent, recruitment needs, there will definitely be a quality assurance role in that pool for you.
Thank you so much, ma. Please indicate if your question has been answered. Um, okay, so another question says, sorry, I have interest to work in the banking industry or telecommunications. Please, would there be a representative for this sector on that day?
Maybe it's my network, but you went silent for a bit. Can you ask the question again? I'm sorry.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, says I have interest to work in the banking industry or telecommunications. Please, would there be representatives from this sector on that day?
Okay, I saw that question and I saw that Shola has responded. She said yes, yes, definitely. There'll be uh, people from the banking sector. One of our key sponsors is a bank. And so definitely you would have um, professionals from the banking sector on ground. So that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Another question says, "Good evening. I am a HR professional. Please, how can I register to be part of the event? We want to do on the spot recruitment on that day."
Okay, so we are going to be sent. So someone should like that question. You need to be sent the link to register as a HR professional that is interested in coming into the session to recruit on the spot. So there's a link to register as a HR professional. If someone can help drop the link, it would really be um, beneficial for them. I also want to add for the person that is looking for the quality assurance role, even if you don't get the role maybe like available on the day, just know that as long as an organization that has quality assurance as part of their the roles that they have within their organizations, people are going to be collecting CVs, engaging with you for future roles. So it's not an opportunity that, oh, if it doesn't happen that day, it was not going to happen down the line. So a lot of HR people are going to come and they are going to be looking out for people because one of the trends, industry trends, especially in human resources, is proactive recruitment. So HR professionals don't wait until there's an opening. So if there are roles, they already start pipelining for roles. And so as you engage with people, people are understanding, okay, these are your capabilities, these are your competencies, and this is your CV, and they are putting you in the pipeline for future roles. So it's not an opportunity that is one off. It's an opportunity that births like more opportunities and opens doors. So once you are able to connect with the right organizations, the right people, you know that you can either you get hired on the spot, or you get into a pipeline for a not too long in the future role, because those professionals are on ground to engage with you and to get your details as a talent.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, if the question has been answered, please indicate. This is very, very important. Okay, so
Please, have we dropped the link? Okay, yeah.
yeah.
I was looking to see. So whoever asked the question, the link to register as a HR professional is right there on the chat box. Please click the link and register. Would really, really be excited to have you come and recruit on the spot. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. Someone asks, I want to join the volunteer group. Please, I'd like to answer that. Please, you can go to our website and register, and you'd be connected with the community page. But in case you haven't, just send us a message on Instagram or TikTok. Yes, would love to have you a part of our community as well as the volunteer initiative as well. Someone asks, "Good evening. Is there possibility for a full remote job or work at home jobs?"
Yeah, there's opportunity for all kinds of jobs. Just come with your CV, come with your qualifications, and then you meet up with the professionals.
Thank you, Ma. Let's see. The questions. Someone asks, "Please, is anything wrong with fixing long nails for an interview?" I think I think you need to watch Marshall's
Yes.
yes session. Yes, please go to our YouTube and you would see our previous sessions. There's one with Mashallah Dende, our first facilitator, and she talks about dressing and appearance. So I believe that it would be a great value and answer to your question.
I would like to add to that to say, like I said when I was going through the presentation, there's no second chance to make a first impression. Just ensure that the first impression you're making before those recruiters is one that speaks moderation, that there's no excessiveness that can, um, um, limit your chances of taking advantage of some opportunities. So just have that in mind when going out to interview.
Thank you so much, Ma. I hope your question has been answered. I have just posted a link to our social media links. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, and we also have YouTube. So you can always message us and send us a DM. We would love to answer you and be of help and assistance. Please, the we will send you also the link to the for our email address as well. It's also on our website, www.workplacewomen.org. Yes, I would paste it here very soon. I think I've answered majority of the questions. Please, if anybody has any question, please send it below before 8:30 so we can wrap up this session. For the person that says, please, my sis submitted and registered, she's still yet to get a reply. Please, can you clarify? Do you mean that I don't know if you were sent a confirmation email, but if you have, maybe re-register or send us an email. Okay, someone has just sent in a question, and the question says, hi, good evening. For instance, for a customer service role, is there going to be different companies recruiting? And are we going to go from one booth to another to be interviewed? Or is it just one time interview?
Okay, so we expect that one of the things that was shared in the past sessions is that as a someone that is looking for an opportunity, you should have your options very highly streamlined, so that when you come in, like just like talking about market, for instance, if you come into the market, you're not going to be going because you want to buy if you want to buy stuff, you will not go from shop to shop to shop. When you understand all the companies that are available and the roles that they are interviewing for, based on your preferences and based on the personal aspirations you've been able to streamline for yourself, you can now make a decision. Like I said, you plan very well. You have to understand, you have to have enough awareness to say, this is something I've been looking out for. Don't go into the job market. That's one of the things we teach, and that's one of the points that have gone out during this preparation. Don't go in confused. Go in knowing the kind of company you are already looking out to work in and the role that you want to work in, so that when you get to that place, you would find there will be like it will click. There will be a clicking because you have identified, oh yes, this. So your options are limited because your preferences, you already know what you're going for. You already know what you want to, where you want to work. You have a picture in your mind already. So when you come into that place, that organization that best fits your picture is the organization you will go to. So don't go there expecting, oh, I'll be jumping from one place to the other. You have to be very, very prepared. That's one of the first thing that I said. Events like Hired can be very overwhelming. You must go into Hired ready not to be overwhelmed, because you you have to know that, do I want to be in an FMCG? Do I want to be in tech? Do I want to be in this? Do I want to be in that energy? And you have to have those options well streamlined so that when you go, you will not be overwhelmed. You have a clear plan on how you position yourself for optimum benefits. So you said you want to go for different, would there be different companies? From what we know, there are some companies that have roles that are actually same, but most of them have unique roles. So if this company is recruiting for this, another company is recruiting for a different set of roles. So you might not have that cutting across, that. But on your own end, you have to be prepared and ready, knowing what you already want. So you are not just going. So it's the company basically that you're going to, the ideal company for you that you're going to somehow gravitate towards. That's how we advise that you plan to navigate that day. So look for the organization that best fits your ideal organization, and then you can um, sit with them to be interviewed. So, but if you can complete your interview here and you still want to go to another organization and sit for another interview, it's fine and good. So it's just what are you able to do within the time? So just organize yourself and ensure you have a very good, strong, you've prioritized the list and you know that this is the first place I'm going, this is my top priority, and this is my next step. So if there's more time, you can now go to another company for the interview. So that's will be based on your choice and your um on how you want to navigate that. All
Sorry,
right.
Ma.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah. So I think we our last question for the night, and okay. Just two more questions left, Ma. Is there a way to distinguish between companies hiring for entry level roles, mid level, or senior roles?
Yes. So before hired, we would know the companies that are coming, and some we would have some idea as to what scope that they, and then those communications will be made. So coming to hired, are prepared to listen to the directives and the instructions of the day so that you'll be able to know where exactly and what exactly obtains, in different regards. So for the exhibitions, for the speed interviews and the companies, you will get a little bit of information as to some of the peculiarities of each of them so that you can just to guide your actions that day and know where to go. So there will be a way to distinguish the instructions and like clear information will be shared prior to the interview. So you would have so just come prepared to listen and get the instructions clear so you can
Yes.
now move with direction.
Thank you so much, Ma. And this question has been very, very prevalent. People have been asking how can they confirm their CVs that they sent during registration?
So there's supposed to be, so you sent your CV and you didn't get a confirmation that the CV has been received, right? So we'll check that out. Tati, do we have a coordinator in the call? But we'll look into that and see how we can acknowledge every CV. If there are some that have not been acknowledged, we'll ensure that we acknowledge all CVs prior to the day. However,
I
even if you submitted a CV, just come with your CVs. But if you have been if you are going to be shortlisted for a certain role, if you were if you have been shortlisted, you get um the information to come and be directed to exactly where to come to. So um that's for shortlisted CVs. However, if you have submitted your CV and you just want to get you are expecting the acknowledgement that it has been received, and maybe you have not received yours, we'll look into it and see what the issue might be because acknowledgements for CV submitted have been going out as so maybe some of them that have not gone out, we'll check the back end and send confirmation.
Thank you so much, Ma. I hope your question has been answered. I believe a few of the moderators are on here, and I believe they are taking notes. But if not, I'm going to put it up on our platform for further. Please, Nkechi, please can you please mute. Thank you so much. And I think the last question that is on the call is: does the speed interview cover both private and public sectors?
Okay, so on from where I stand, I'm not sure if we've had any uh public sector HR professional register. We don't have any for sponsorships. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think our co-founder is here. So if there are updates on that, However, most of from the past, it has been mostly um, private sector, but I'm sure most likely there might be. So never say never, but it's mostly inclined to private sector organizations, not public sector.
Thank you so much, my please a round of applause for my Ruth in the call, please. She has done an amazing job, an amazing session. Thank you so much, Ma, for your words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Ma, for your facilitating tonight. It has been amazing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here tonight. It has been
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best at Hired, and I wish you agility. Okay. Our co-founder is saying that, yeah, private sector and Hired is open for private sector and public sector. We don't have public sector registered yet. And I think we know it's kind of obvious why, but we're sure that the private sector people are there. And then we also have a pool of talent. So as you're dropping your CV, it's coming into our pool. And so if there's any time the public sector people reach out to us that they need talent, you know that that opportunity can be given. So, but not for now. So we wish everybody the best at Hired. Make sure if you have not registered and you're here, please register. And don't just register, tell 5 of your friends tonight to register for Hired and come with those 5 people. You cannot come to Hired alone. Ensure that's, like that checklist I had, I was supposed to have added on the checklist after the birth means 5 of your colleagues or 5 of your friends is what you need to check. That's the last thing on the list. Make sure 5 of your friends register and you come with them that day. Hired is going to be an amazing event. Hired is going to be, and I pray that as you come into Hired, you will come in contact with that opportunity you've been looking out for. But ensure that you're prepared. Ensure that everything you've been learning, everything that um, we've been sharing as workplace women, leading up to Hired, you are implementing them, you're deploying them, and you're ensuring that you're building the skills. You're actually that talent that an organization desperately needs. That's your own part to play. Ensure that you're playing your part. And as you play your part, you and come into that Hired event, you will meet that opportunity. You said success happens when opportunity meets preparedness. So ensure you're prepared and then come into Hired and connect with that opportunity that will be a game changer in your life and your career. I wish you all the best and thank you for now.
Thank you so
Right.
much, Ma.
Thank you,
You've been
ma.
amazing. Thank you so much. Before we finally do the final wrapping up, please, Mashallah, do you have anything you'd like to tell us before the session ends tonight?
Not at all. Good evening, everyone. A lot has been said. I just wish everyone the best and I look forward to seeing everyone. Thank you so much, Ruth, for a very inspiring session and, of course, very insightful. Nothing to add. I think the last four interview clinic has touched on a lot. Anyone who missed any of the sessions can go on YouTube to do a catch up. But we've said a lot. Let's just go and act on them. So I wish everyone the best and look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much, Tadi.
Thank you so much, Ma. And with that, we come to our very last speed interview clinic session. On behalf of the entire team and community at Workplace Women, we want to wish you all the best at Hired 5.0. We hope many of you come out, with jobs and opportunities that you've all been looking for, answered prayers, and, wishes granted. Yes. So please don't forget to prepare. Don't forget to register with Hired and also with Workplace Women. And also, if you're looking for the other speed interview clinics, you can check our YouTube channel at Workplace Women. Yes, on YouTube. And if you're looking for the agencies and companies that are also going to be there, please, you can check our Instagram and our TikTok as well. And don't forget to bring 5 friends to Hired. Send this link to as many people as possible. It's drawing near. It's on the 2nd of October. So please bring somebody, bring a loved one, bring somebody you know that is going to be in need of this tonight. So thank you all so much. Please give yourselves all a round of applause for as many who have been attending since the beginning. Thank you so much for those who are attending today. Thank you so much. You all have been amazing. Thank you and good night and good luck as well. We wish you all the best.